Far Cry 4, the fourth installment in the main series, but is the sixth installment as a whole. Far Cry 4 released in November 18th, 2014, and was developed by Ubisoft Montreal when Ubisoft was still making solid games. The development on Far Cry 4 started immediately after Assassin's Creed 3 released. This part is new info to me, so it could catch your interest too. But Far Cry 4 was originally going to be a direct sequel to Far Cry 3, but was later scrapped and decided to make a whole new setting and story, and some inspirations by the Nepalese Civil War. Far Cry 4 was one of my first games I owned when I got my PS4, and as a kid at the time, I honestly had no clue where to start, due to it being an open world game, so I had went around traveling the map and never really got deep into the story. Also, it would just be a good time to also clean another game from my backlog. I also love the Far Cry series. We don't talk about 6. Of course, since I did play this game back in 2015, I do have a few trophies done, which obviously will pop up on screen, but honestly, they're very simple random ones, and I didn't really get far into the game back then, which is kind of sad, but more content, right? Keep in mind, there's quite a bit of moments where I forgot to record at the moment. I need to buy a drive for my video so I can record 24/7, leave me alone. But I do apologize in advance for the crappy quality in some of the clips. But if you still end up enjoying this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more and better content, hopefully in the future. Starting with multiplayer, which I kind of forgot to record, but I went into a co-op game with the homie Deytx. So shout out to him for helping me with this trophy and liberating an outpost as the second player. Then after that, I searched for games, but it's really rare for people to be on this game now. Luckily, I was on at the time where there was 2 or 3 people that were just searching between different game modes, and in total you need to play 4 modes at least once, and each of these modes take at minimum 5 minutes. And not only just that, the queue times for getting into a lobby took me 30 minutes, maybe even more. Yeah, good luck if you need this trophy. And in case you're curious, the game modes that we had to play were really basic multiplayer modes, such as Demolition, Capture the Flag, Combination, and I believe Team Deathmatch. I can't exactly remember the last one. But anyways, I got that trophy out the way. Then I had to do some story so I could unlock the vehicle takedown skill. Once unlocking that skill after doing a race, I went into a co-op match with Deytx once again so I can hurry up and get that out the way. But now, after finishing that, we finally part ways, and from here on out, we go solo for the remaining of the game, starting with me farming money just so I can buy all attachments and paint schemes for one weapon, which obviously I did it on the first weapon that you get because it's just really easy and simple. Afterwards, I done outposts so I can hurry and get these out the way, but I did notice there was a trophy for doing 3 racing or survival activities, so we knocked that out pretty fast. Then I picked up a bunch of leaves and just spammed syringe crafting just so I could hurry up and craft the 50 syringes. I did not care to do these. I never used a syringe the moment I finished this. While doing a campaign mission, I accidentally blew up 4 people while running around the world and collecting collectibles. Thank you Far Cry for letting us buy maps for these. I was able to spin 10 manu wheels. I picked up a flamethrower off one of the elites I killed and just started abusing it just so I can get the 50 enemy eliminations with fire. But obviously there's multiple other ways too. After going through multiple towers and outposts, I was able to remove 30 posters, and also after doing around 5 hostage rescues, I was able to save a total of 15 hostages. Call me the hero. Once I progressed into the campaign a little more, I was able to unlock the arena, which honestly, this little mode was kind of cool. So I hurried up and grinded my level to 5 for a trophy. While doing a mission, they made me get on an elephant, so I decided to try my best to kill every person that was in my way, and thankfully it gave me the trophy. Due to me traveling the world so much, I was able to get the Liberate 8 Bell Tower trophy. And a few minutes later, I got the Liberate 12 Outpost trophy. I know, right? what a coincidence. I had ran into two bozos and they make me take something and I ended up in some crazy weird place, which ended up giving me a trophy. Moving on once again to the story, we got a trophy for deciding Deytx's fate, which I don't really understand because I don't think that was an option, but alright, anyways. While doing some random mission, I had picked up the best sniper rifle in the game thanks to this mission, and sniped the person we needed to, but also sniped the person behind him, which gave me the trophy. Another story mission which let me decide Nora's fate, which this game, it did give me an option to shoot or not, which I didn't, but either way she decided to fall off the cliff, so it didn't really matter, aside from me not having to feel guilty that I killed her. Yay for me for not wanting to kill people. But anyways, I got that trophy. While soaring through the skies off being on some stuff, I managed to also get a trophy. While securing an area, I seen a mortar and decided to get the trophy for killing 30 people with it. Back to a collectible trophy, I destroyed 15 masks of Yolong, and from here on out, there really wasn't much left to do, so I decided to finish up the remaining activity trophies, starting off with finishing the 3 royal cargo trucks and taking them to our outpost. Then after doing those, I finished doing these 6 hunting quests, which are honestly really easy, and something I would do while traveling the map, so I can't complain for these ones. Then finally, we grind out finishing the rest of the story by deciding Yuma's fate, and midway through finishing the story, we got a trophy that is literally unmissable because they force you to do this, so I mean I'll take it because I probably wouldn't have ever done it, but you had to do a takedown from a buzzer, which was actually really simple. Then finally we reached the real pagan Min and was able to decide if we want to kill him or I guess capture him. I don't really know why you would want to capture him. Like, is he gonna be your lover, best friend? We're gonna be kicking our feet together in the fields and live happily ever after? Yeah, no, I killed him. But that did give us our trophy for basically completing the campaign, because there was a celebratory mission which was random, but I guess that's cool. Now, moving on past the story mode, we now have the random miscellaneous and activity trophies, and what better way to start doing this than to shoot people while I'm in a vehicle 25 times. And shortly after, we did the opposite of shooting. Can you guess what that is? That's right, running people over. Why did it take this long, you may ask? Well, they kept dodging my car and I couldn't bother turning back around just so I can get my payback, so they know they aren't smart. Anyways, I noticed that there was a literal fast travel area called Gale Homestead, so I fast traveled there and upgraded 3 things for it, giving us a trophy. Then I finished playing Search and Destroy 3 times, giving us a trophy. I finished conquering 2 fortresses as well, which is basically just an outpost. Really, there's the same amount of enemies like a regular outpost. But then again, it's probably because I fully finished the story. For the next trophy, I should have done this one ages ago, but for some reason I never understood what it meant until I finally took my time to read it, and it says purchase any guns for hire upgrade and not purchase any gun. So finally, I was able to get that done. But back to the collectible trophy, I had to grab 10 lost letters. While taking out another fortress, I had the idea to go ahead and shoot an arrow from 60 meters away from an enemy. And from here on, I decided to reset my outpost because I feel like I was going crazy not getting one more outpost retaliation. So finally, after like an hour of resetting and completing outposts again, I finally did it and got one. Then finally, the final trophy, which is quite possibly one of the easiest ones. Learning all skills. You know, I just had to farm outposts and activities, and finally, once I had the XP enough for the skills, and once I learned them all, that trophy popped, along with the sweet platinum trophy. And with that platinum, we have reached the end of the wait, what? There was a DLC that decided to get trophies? Bro, now I have to waste my Oh, it's only $3. Yes, that's right. We have a DLC with trophies, and I decided, why not? Let's go for the 100%, since it was also only $3. But beware though, because the regular price is still $20. Yeah, that's right, $20. If I didn't get this DLC when it was on sale, I don't think I would have ever done this, but here we are. Valley of the Yetis DLC. So starting with the DLC, we spawn with only a knife and we lose everything else, including our skills. We proceed further into the game and we get to our first trophy to occupy the relay station, which was of course easy since it's part of the story. After taking over the relay station, we have to survive a night, which is basically just defending the station from being blown up, which really isn't hard. But after we finish the first night, we also got a trophy. Progressing into this story, we see a Yeti for the first time, and man, I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting them to look this creepy. But anyways, moving on, we get access to the map after completing that mission, and I decided to start doing the relay station upgrades, which gave us a trophy for finishing the first upgrade. While going for another upgrade quest, I ran into a Yeti that I absolutely got my butt handed to. But finally, after having enough, we finally got to kill him, and we got the trophy for killing my first ever Yeti. Moving on forth, I managed to finish all the upgrade quests before continuing into the story, or nights, or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, we got a trophy for doing all the quests. While progressing into the story, there are moments where you're forced to kill Yetis in the story anyway. It was basically inevitable that I would reach the killing 5 Yetis trophies at some point. But obviously, after farming all the stories, which wasn't long at all actually, it was literally just 6 missions, and the final mission was actually pretty cool and really trippy. Also, a little buggy, but at least it fixed once you die one time. But once we finished that final mission and the credits finished rolling, we had the final trophy, Awakened. And with that, we officially achieved 100% on Far Cry 4. And honestly, this DLC was pretty cool, purely because it was definitely different compared to the main game, and I was not expecting a survival type DLC at all. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video and may even want more Far Cry games besides 3 Remastered and New Dawn, because I already have those done, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Leave it down in the comments if you have any suggestions on what to play next, and I'll perhaps go for an attempt. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.